For over 300,000 years, the human brain, Homo sapiens, has evolved to learn through movement, free play, and direct physical interaction with the environment. If we look at hunter-gatherer societies that still live in ancient ways, we notice a common pattern. In these societies, there is no such thing as formal education. Children do not learn vital survival skills by sitting and listening. Rather, they learn them through imitation, running, touching, tool-making, and physical trial and error in the heart of nature. In our evolutionary history, learning has never been a passive process. When an ancient child ran in the forest, their vestibular system and proprioception were engaged, and this directly strengthened the neural circuits related to focus and problem-solving in the brain. However, with the advent of the Industrial Revolution, in the 18th and 19th centuries, the learning environment changed abruptly. Modern education systems forced us to bring children from the outdoors into closed rooms. We invented the sedentary classroom model, a system that requires a growing child to sit still on a chair for 6 to 8 hours a day and absorb information purely through mental focus. This is exactly where a profound evolutionary mismatch occurs. The brain of a modern child is no different from a child 50,000 years ago, but their environment has been completely turned upside down. From a neuroscience perspective, prolonged sitting is a completely unnatural state for a developing brain. Research by Dr. John Ratey, a psychiatrist at Harvard University, shows that physical movement causes the release of a protein called BDNF. This protein acts like chemical fertilizer for the brain and is essential for building new neural connections. Furthermore, movement increases the levels of neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine, substances that are vital for maintaining focus. When we force a child to be still, the levels of these substances drop, and the child instinctively starts to fidget to keep their brain awake. Many of the behaviors that we today categorize under labels like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and suppressed with medication are, in many cases, simply the perfectly healthy and evolutionary reactions of a living organism to a highly unnatural educational environment. Dear friends, before we move on to practical and scientific solutions to solve this crisis, if you have found this topic interesting and useful so far, please like the video or podcast right now and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our future videos. Your support helps us produce more scientific and educational content for you. We cannot return to the cave-dwelling era, but we can align our educational environments with human evolutionary history. Modern science suggests the following solutions. Kinesthetic learning. Teaching abstract concepts through physical movement. For example, learning mathematics by walking. The brain remembers concepts tied to physical movement much faster. Flexible seating. Using standing desks or balance balls instead of rigid chairs, and giving students the freedom to change their posture. A brain whose body is actively balancing acts more focused. Short and frequent breaks. Similar to the Finnish education system, where for every 45 minutes of classic instruction, students must play freely outdoors for 15 minutes. These recesses restore dopamine levels. Developing forest schools. Moving a part of the learning processes to open environments where children can experience real physical challenges. Our children are not sick. They are simply the evolutionary survivors of an ancient history trapped in the sedentary classrooms of the 21st century. We have forgotten that children are biologically designed to be restless and to explore. The time has come to change our educational system to adapt to the evolved nature of humans. Rather than forcing children's brains to adapt to chairs,